Now, this research paper really caught my eye just the other week, and it is titled Vitamin C Enriched Gelatin Supplementation Before Intermittent Activity Augments Collagen Synthesis. So what the hell does this mean? This is a research paper that appeared in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and I'll post a link to the abstract because it's quite interesting, and I found it super interesting, to be honest with you, and highly applicable to a number of athletes that I work with that are struggling with just little tendon and ligament issues. So what they found is that you can actually improve your collagen content of your tendons or ligaments by simply consuming 15 grams of gelatin before skipping exercise, which is quite awesome actually, because it has a lot of real world implications for those that are struggling with tendon injuries. And myself at the moment have got two niggly little tendon issues. So this really caught my eye, and it's something that I am doing myself at the moment to try and get these injuries healed. So what they did is simply supplemented with 15 grams of gelatin each day for 6 days, and the participant then skipped for 6 minutes just to give that high impact loading. And then what they found is that the ligaments that they were testing, and they tested these, are called engineered ligaments. So what they've done is they've got a piece of human ligament, and they use the anterior cruciate ligament out of the knee in this example. They have it in a petri dish or some sort of laboratory dish, and what they do is they are able to get this tendon to bind and then to grow as it would in the human body. And then they've taken the blood from these participants that have consumed the gelatin and then put it in and around the tendon to soak up. Following this, they then dry the tendon out and measure the actual weight of it so they can see how much it grows, how much volume it actually increases by. And they're also being able to test the tensile strength of the ligament. So it's such a interesting experiment that they do, and pretty amazing technology that they're able to test ligaments in this way. I'm using the term throwing tendons and ligaments around sort of interchangeably here because the difference between them is a ligament attaches bone to bone and a tendon attaches muscle to a bone. In this example, they used a anterior cruciate ligament, but tendons and ligaments are essentially made from the same thing. So apologies if I throw them back and forth a little bit, but why would consuming 15 grams of gelatin improve collagen synthesis? Well, it's really interesting because gelatin, when you think about it, is simply, in this case anyway, ground up beef skin. And the amino acid profile of gelatin is very, very similar to collagen in the body. And collagen is what forms ligaments and tendons. So having the extra raw material floating around in the blood, it gives the body everything that it needs to produce this collagen. And what was found is that they actually did a placebo. So they mixed this gelatin up in Ribena juice or black currant juice, and the participant drank it. So they had a placebo, so no one knew what they were getting. So they drink the placebo or the real thing, and then they actually did a 5-gram dose of gelatin, and because it was a random crossover, a 15 dosage as well. So they were able to see that 5 grams gave an improvement over the placebo, but 15 grams gave almost a 2-fold increase over the placebo. So you're getting twice as much collagen formation versus just doing the skipping. And that skipping exercise has been shown to improve collagen production as well, because it's a natural stress on the tendons and ligaments, so they adapt to that. What does this actually mean in the real world? And if you're having little issues with tendinitis, or potentially you've had a tendon issue or a surgery, this could actually help you improve your recovery, make a good strong tendon or ligament, so that you hopefully don't have any issues in the future. So what does it mean in the real world, and what can you do? The first thing is, if you do have a serious tendon issue or you've got ongoing problems, highly recommend going and see a physiotherapist or a doctor to get a referral to a physio. This is by no means medical advice, and should not be interpreted as medical advice. This is just me giving you guys some information and some research about things that are coming out. So what I'm doing and what I'm taking from this research is, each day I am consuming about 400 mils of juice, Ribena juice, or whatever's available at the time. So it's important that it has vitamin C in the drink as well, because vitamin C plays a key role in activating one of the key enzymes that is important for collagen cross-linking. So whatever the drink that you're consuming with the gelatin, make sure it's high in vitamin C. So I'm putting in 15 grams of gelatin, which is approximately 3 teaspoons. I keep the teaspoons relatively heaped, so you can guarantee you're getting at least 15 grams out of it. Mix that up and consume that over the next wee while. Try and keep it within about 10 minutes. And then I time that so that is 1 hour before some skipping. Or if I am doing a strength workout, I will replace the skipping with the strength workout, or include skipping in my strength workout. It's important that the load that you are doing is relatively short, and also tendon and ligament promoting in terms of the load. Tendons really like short shock load, and that's why skipping is being used in this example. And they also really like eccentric based training as well. So the idea is that all those amino acids from the gelatin are circulating around your system. You do your strength training or your skipping, which stimulates the collagen synthesis in the tendons or ligaments. Then the body goes through that process of making new collagen, and it's got everything to do that. So it's able to do that extremely effectively. So that is what I'm doing at the moment. That's how I'm interpreting this research, and it's something that I'm going to be using with a number of my athletes that have been struggling with those little niggly tendinitis, pulled tendons, trouble with their Achilles, that sort of thing. There are some side effects with gelatin consumption, and those are, it can cause quite a bloated feeling in your stomach, or a feeling of fullness, just because you've obviously smashed quite a lot of it at once. There is some potential for constipation, or potentially diarrhea is the other one, but in my experience with it, I haven't had any of those problems. And it can also leave a bad taste in your mouth or some reflux. So on the whole, nothing overly major, I would say. There's no real negative effects from consuming gelatin around that 15 gram mark each day. And the benefits of it seem to be really effective and very promising as well. If you've got any more questions about the use of gelatin supplementation for collagen synthesis, let me know.